All right, so today we're going to take a look at something a little bit different. We're going to be taking a look at this Fesley FTC1000 Telecaster guitar. You can get these things on Amazon for like $300, actually less than $300 right now. I think I paid like $275 for this thing. And you're probably thinking, man, that's a cheap guitar. You're not going to get anything of good quality on Amazon. Let me tell you something. This thing blew my mind. Now, I've been watching reviews. There's some other guys out there that have posted a bunch of reviews about these over the past few months. And I was like really intrigued. I was like, man, there's no way that guitar is that good on Amazon for, $300 price point. Everybody's talking about, it's like a Fender killer. It's better than, the Player series. I'm going to have to agree with them. Now that I've got it in my hands, this thing is absolutely incredible. So I've nothing against Fender. I love Fender as a brand. I mean, they're kind of like the ones that started it all. They've been around forever. They make really fantastic instruments. But if you've been playing guitar recently over the past decade or so, you'll notice that like their quality has just it's kind of gone to crap lately. It's kind of hit or miss. You really have to go into like the more custom shop, the more high-end guitars to get that good quality feel, and not really have any like setup issues out of the box, sharp fret ends, things like that. And that's just a shame because Fender, really well-known brand. It is what it is, right? Everybody kind of knows the whole situation with Fender. And this is not a video to talk trash on Fender at all. Don't get me wrong. Don't take it that way. If it came off that way, then I apologize. But this video is all about this Fesley. I don't know how a company like Fesley can make a guitar like this at this price point, and it's all around just better than what you would get from like say a Fender Player 2 Tele. I've played a few of those. I've put my hands on them at guitar centers over the past couple months, and every one that I've picked up, it didn't feel good. The electronics felt wonky, like they just didn't. Pots are scratchy. The setup was terrible. None of them were intonated well. Now, not to say that this doesn't have flaws out of the box. When I took it out of the box, it definitely needed a neck relief adjustment. It had a little bit too much relief for me. And the strings kind of felt like trash. I don't know what kind of strings you put on it, Fesley, but I mean, it's at that low price point. What's the difference? It really doesn't matter. I threw a set of Elixirs on that I had laying around, and it completely changed it. This guitar feels and plays incredible. It punches way above its weight limit. Now, I talked about those Fender Player 2s. They're like around the $800 price point right now. This is less than $300, and I can say now that I have put my hands on all of them that it just completely destroys the Player 2s. Completely destroys them. It is so much better. The neck feel is better. This has got a real roasted maple neck and a real rosewood fretboard. Now, it was a little dry when I took it out. But like I said, I swapped out the string, so while I had it off, I oiled the fretboard. It's got rolled edges. It's got Grover G2 tuners, aftermarket. Now, that's like the low end of Grover, but still, I mean, I bought a Gretsch recently for the $800 price point, and if you watched any of my videos, it's the Gretsch Pristine Jet. Fantastic guitar, awesome guitar, but the tuners were just like complete garbage, and I had to swap them out. These, at this price point, awesome. I probably will never change these out. They seem to hold tune. They're smooth. They do exactly what they're supposed to do, especially at this price point. It's absolutely amazing. Some other specs about this guitar: they've got Wilkinson aftermarket pickups, and if you know anything about Wilkinson, a lot of you are getting cheap guitars and then modifying them, upgrading to Wilkinson, because they're not a pickup that's going to break the bank, but they sound pretty darn good, especially if you're like a new player, to intermediate, just playing around. You're not playing live gigs all the time. They sound really good. Wilkinson bridge. I have not dove into the electronics, but everything feels good. The pots, the tone knobs, volume knobs, this, the three-way switch, it all feels solid. And I can't say the same for the Fender Player 2s that I have tried recently. And also, a few years ago, I bought a Squier Classic Vibe, and I had it for, I don't know, probably like 5 or 6 weeks total. I played it a couple times at church, and I wanted to love it. It looked pretty. It was a thin line version. I think it was like the '70s classic vibe, so it had humbuckers, so not quite the same thing, but it just it felt like a cheap guitar. And I want to say I paid like somewhere around $500 for that. So again, more than this Fesley, paid more for it, and it was garbage. Yeah, I mean, it just was. And, and I didn't expect much. I knew it was a Squier. I knew it was more of a beginner type guitar, but it had all kinds of issues out of the box. I mean, it needed a complete setup. It felt terrible. It had an F hole, because it was a thin line, and the finish on it was just, I mean, absolutely horrendous. I had to actually take some sandpaper and go in there because it just bothered the crap out of me. But just overall quality of it was terrible. I could not get it to sound good. Like I said, I wanted to like it, I wanted to love it, but I just could not connect with it. I instantly connected with this as soon as I took it out of the box. As soon as I felt the neck, and as soon as I got it tuned up, I changed the strings, tuned it up, and strummed the first chord. I was like, man, this is what a Telecaster should be. And I'm not saying that, again, this is not a video to like knock Fender or knock any other Telecaster brands. But if Fesley is doing this at this price point, they're giving you like the roasted maple neck. I mean, where are you going to get that for $300? I mean, my Veritas on the wall right there has a roasted maple neck, and it costs way more than $300. I can promise you that. It was a custom built guitar. If you know anything about Veritas, you kind of know, what those price points are. That thing was not cheap. Not saying you can't get roasted maple necks cheaper on cheaper guitars, because you certainly can. But at this price point, this is the first time I've ever seen a real roasted maple neck on a guitar at this price point. Same thing with the rosewood fretboard. Even my Gretsch at $750, $800, whatever I paid for it, that has a Laurel fretboard. They opted to keep the price down and go with a cheaper fretboard, which the Laurel's fine. A lot of people have their opinions on it. I actually like it. I think it feels good. I think it's pretty smooth. It needs to be oiled probably a little bit more frequently. It seems to dry out a little bit faster than other necks other fretboards that I have. But all in all, I mean, I like it. I think it's good. But this has a real rosewood fretboard on it. I don't know what type of frets these are. I don't know what material. I'm assuming just nickel. But they did a really good job on the frets. There was no sharp fret ends. Absolutely smooth out of the box. Felt great. Plays great. It's got this nice scarf joint too on the back, so it's super comfortable to play. I don't know why every guitar that has a bolt-on neck doesn't do that. I mean, I know a lot of companies have shifted to it recently, but this one just feels really nice. Fesley did a great job with it. I would say that the pick guard is kind of, a little cheaper. I'll probably swap that out because I'm definitely going to keep this guitar. Definitely going to add this into the rotation. And I'm probably not going to do any playing samples in this video, but I'm going to release a video simultaneously with this. It's going to be a cover song. Actually, I don't even know what song it is. What am I going to do? I'm going to do Be Magnified by Gateway Worship. And I'm going to release that about the same time this video hits. And you'll be able to hear in the mix how this thing sounds. I'm going to use Bradford's signature patch, the single coil version from Worship Tutorials. And I'm not going to modify anything because I plugged it in, strummed it. Sounds absolutely amazing. And if you want to hear the playing samples, go check out that video. It's coming at the same time. It should be live now. But if you are in the market for a Telecaster, this is it. This is a perfect mod platform if you want to go that way. And even if like you're a beginner or even just a seasoned player, this is a great guitar, great value. You know, Telecasters, I mean, it's a slab of wood. This is a great design, right? It's because it's a block of wood with pickups and strings and a neck, right? You know, string through design. You know, this is part of the reason that, you know, Telecasters are so desirable. They have that resonance because everything comes from the body. This is a solid mahogany body, and it's real mahogany. Like I said, everything on here is legit. They say it's real mahogany. They say it's real roasted maple, real rosewood. I promise you it is. This guitar is an absolute steal. You need to go get you one. And the thing is, right, it's an Amazon guitar. You can buy it on Amazon, and we all know Amazon. So if you order one and you happen to get, you know, one that's, you know, it does have some sharp fret ends, or, you know, maybe the neck's warped or something like that, or maybe you just don't like it. You're out $300, right? Initially, and then it's Amazon. They've got an incredible return policy. You can just send it back if you don't like it. But I promise you, you're gonna like it as long as you get a good version that was set up well, that was inspected, you know, which their QC, I believe, you know, with all the other videos that I've watched and from what I've seen in person, their QC is on point. Now, it's not like sweet water quality. Like I said, there was a couple adjustments I had to make out of the box, but all in all, absolutely amazing guitar. Let me show you this. It came with a gig bag, right? Nothing special. It's not like a super heavy padded gig bag, but it did come with a gig bag. You know, it will keep it safe. Will I use it? Probably not. I'll probably get a hard case for it or use one of my PRS gig bags since they're really nice. Came with a sanding block, which is funny because they're like, well, if it does have some sprouting frets or, you know, sharp fret ends, here you go. Take care of it. Sand it down, right? Which is, I mean, I've never seen a guitar come with that, but that's cool. Comes with a nylon strap, you know, nothing fancy. I'm getting a different strap for it. Comes with a cable. I haven't tried it out. It's a Fesley branded cable, but, you know, at this price point, I mean, you're getting all kinds of extras. It's got an instruction manual, which I don't think anybody's going to use, right? It's got the tools for your neck adjustment and for setting intonation, and then came with some Fesley picks, which I'll probably try out just to kind of see what they put in the box. But yeah, I mean, at this price point, man, you're not just getting a good guitar. You're not just getting a good quality guitar. You got some extras. Like if you needed a cable, like you're set, right? If you're a beginner, you got a guitar, you got a cable. Now you just need something to plug it into. And I'm sure Fesley has those too. But I just wanted to jump on here and say that I am highly impressed with this guitar. And I think everybody owes it to themselves to go out and try one of these Fesleys. They also have a Strat version. Forgive me, I forget the model now. I think it's the FST1000. I'm probably going to try to pick up one of those too. I do not have a legit Strat in my arsenal, but trying out this Tele and being so amazed by the quality, the feel, the sound of it, I mean, I think that the Strat is a no-brainer. So another $300 out the door, maybe in a month or two. Gonna go ahead and order one of those, and I'll come back on here, review that. I have no doubt that I'm gonna have a glowing review for that as well. But until next time, go get you a Fesley. You will not be disappointed.